Wreaths have been used since the ancient Roman times to decorate homes, and today our very own garden ambassador, Billie Richardson, is going to show us how to construct a wreath. Thank you for joining me today, Billie.
Thanks, Kim. Yes, wreaths are fun to do and fairly easy and limited only by your imagination and the materials at hand. And there are several bases you can use to build a wreath. This is a grapevine. And this is wonderful with bittersweet wrapped around.
That would be very nice.
Can be very sparse, maybe a bow. It doesn't have to have, but it's just a really natural look. And this wreath back here is built on a grapevine, and it is not natural materials. This will last for a long time, but it's the grapevine wreath is a nice base for that.
Excellent.
This is styrofoam, and it is really good for short items, short pieces, like little pieces of holly, ivy.
And how do you attach those?
Yes, you have to use the florist pins to attach that. And then you can also use the picks, but the florist pins work pretty well in the foam. These are the florist picks.
Okay.
And then the straw wreath needs to be wrapped with something. This is already wrapped with clear, but you probably want it wrapped with a dark material,
like a dark
to
wide ribbon,
or plastic, dark plastic.
Okay.
And this works really well with either the pins or the picks. And it's really good for if you wanted to cover the whole thing with magnolia leaves. You can use a whole section of magnolia, just cover the whole thing, or use individual leaves. You can also use fruit and use the picks to hold it in. You have to wire the fruit.
So it's good for some heavier materials.
Right.
Okay.
We will be using the wire frame. I like this very much for evergreens. And that's what we will be doing now.
Okay.
And I've already started this one, so we will go with it.
Okay. And we're using juniper here.
Yes.
Correct.
And I like to start by placing the materials on the wire form around, so you can kind of see how much you need, how it's going to do.
And you're overlapping these, I see.
Correct. You want to hide this end of the stem.
Okay.
With each layer.
And 1 to 2 foot sections usually work pretty well?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, that works the best. And then I've already started wiring it, so we'll just continue. And when you're wiring, you do not want to get the little pieces captured. You want to leave those free, sticking out, because that helps make it look really full.
Okay, so we're just wrapping along the stem like that.
Right, and you want to twist this really well to get it fastened to start.
And this is just florist's wire we're using?
Yes, this is 26 gauge, but it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference what gauge you use. I've used piano wire, I've used heavier wire.
Now, is there anything we need to do to prepare the greenery before we build our wreath?
That's a really good question. It's a good idea to soak the greenery for either overnight or for a few hours in hot water, and that makes it more flexible.
Okay.
And it also helps to keep it from shedding its needles, especially if you're going to use it indoors. But it's so much better to use these natural ones outdoors because they do tend to dry out in the house. We keep our houses warm and dry. And
I remember you showed me this earlier. There's a little sealer if you do want to use it indoors.
Right. You can spray it with that. It will make the greenery shiny, but it will help hold the needles in place longer.
Okay.
Another thing you can do is dip the ends of the stems in melted candle wax.
Oh,
and
sure. Seals it.
So we don't have time now to complete this, but I will show you that. You can see it's a little bit sparse, so we're going to need to fill in with some little bits of greenery around and wire those in place. And this one has already been done and wired in little pieces to fill in. And as you can see, we left the ends loose so that it's nice and full. Now we're ready to decorate it.
Okay.
So we can use holly, nice red berries, good contrast for the green and good this time of year.
You want a small section?
That would be great.
About like that.
Now you want to use an odd number of focal points because the eye it's just much more pleasing to the eye.
Okay.
And if you use an even number, it's just confusing. So you want to use an odd number. We'll use 3. That's about right for this size wreath. And these will need to be wired in. Now we can pick up this red color by using a red bow. You need to fluff that up a little bit. And then since this is our main focal point, we'll probably want to put a little more holly and make it just a little bit more of a statement right there.
That's very nice. Now you brought another one that you had decorated for us.
Yes.
And so
this one just, it has Yopon holly in the 3 places, along with loblolly pine.
It's a nice contrast to the rest of the material.
And then this had a lot of the juniper berries on it, which is a nice color blue. Decided to use the natural pine cones with a kind of a natural material bow with a little bit of gold in it, just for a little bit of holiday sparkle.
Very nice. And just some of the other types of materials.
Right. We can use for contrast. We could put in we could put in 3 sprigs of the magnolia, or you could use individual magnolia leaves. You can also spray these gold.
Oh, that would look nice.
There's Burford holly, which is also a nice contrast, and this is the Yopon holly.
Okay.
And then something that's kind of nice to use with the magnolia might be gold ribbon.
Nice big gold bow, sure. And of course you can always finish it off with a little white in your pine cones.
Right. Can spray these or dip them, and you can also use sweet gum balls.
Sweet gum works. So basically here the possibilities are whatever you can come up with in your yard to make your wreath.
Just have fun.
Thank you so much for helping me.
Thank you.